Hello and welcome to 7 Minutes in Hell podcast. I am one of your hosts, Camry.
I'm the other one of your hosts. My name is Joe.
And today we are joined by a fellow employee here at TheCHIVE. It is Zach. Hello, Zach.
Hi.
Hi,
Thank
Zach.
you.
Looking dapper today.
Zach looks so clean. I bet he showered.
He usually looks dirty. No, he doesn't. I won't start that rumor.
That incredible introduction.
You look like a man who takes a bath. Yes or no?
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh.
This is a fun game.
Bath guy over
where
here.
I judge people by their appearance.
Do I look like I take baths?
No.
Okay. I clean. I don't take baths though because I don't like baths. But I take showers.
Yeah, I knew you weren't a bath person.
Okay.
You don't have bath energy.
Big bath energy. Anyway, enough about baths. Let's get on to my topic that it's going to be a shock to everyone. So I would love to know.
Wait, what's the format of this show?
I don't know. I'm just kidding. So we have 3 topics. We get 7 minutes each to talk about whatever our topics are. And then we get cut off with a big old blast.
Whoa.
Boom.
What?
Sound effect.
I hate when the big blast cuts me off. I'm like, I could go so much longer.
Nope, you made it worse.
But the big blast ends the 7 minutes.
The big blast ends the 7 minutes. And for example, you'll get a little feel for it right now. And I introduce my topic.
Okay.
What is a conspiracy theory that you are embarrassed that you actually believe in? Start the clock.
Okay.
I love this topic.
Thank you.
Do you have one in the chamber?
I think I do. So
Okay.
there is one, maybe you guys can help me out. It's about the Titanic. And somebody famous was supposed to be on the Titanic that didn't end up being on it. I don't know if this is a conspiracy or if this is just fact.
This might be a fact. Well, this is why conspiracy theories are so good. We're like,
That's
I
true.
actually don't know. Wait, so some famous person was supposed to be on, and then last minute they got.
Yes, they got off. But you know what? These are just facts. This is somebody was with their mistress in France.
Now we're talking.
Celebrating their birthday.
Who doesn't?
And that's why he wasn't on the Titanic. But it was somebody big, back then.
Yes.
Like a Rockefeller?
Yes, somebody of that sort. Yeah.
And the theory is that this individual knew that something was going to go down.
So that's why he had this, these are the facts, but behind it is he got off of the Titanic, or he had tickets, removed himself from the ship.
Now let's play conspiracy theorists on this.
Classic.
Okay. So why would they want the Titanic to crash? Who and
this is what
Who does he work for?
It was maybe it was the competitor of White Star.
What's White
Line.
Star?
That's the company that
Ship
made
line.
the ocean
Oh, they
liners.
sound evil. They
White
sound
Star?
evil.
No, they're
White
good.
Star?
They're good.
They're good? They sound evil.
They're a
White
corporation, so I mean
Sorry.
And
You got me there.
They're just let's make the biggest thing
this
ever.
would make sense if I knew who the person was.
No, this is good.
makes
I
a
love
lot more sense.
hearsay.
I love
And
speculation.
I want to make up, maybe by the end of this topic, we can
make up a
have
new-
our own
Yeah.
conspiracy.
Somebody listening knows who I'm talking about.
Okay.
But,
and they're yelling. They're mad because you
Like,
don't
it's
know
this.
the details.
Yes. So he basically had a competing company. He was a billionaire.
Yeah.
So he got off. He had the tickets, left, stayed with his mistress in France for the duration of the trip. Titanic would go on to sink. He
Whoa.
would then make money because of that.
Competitor.
Yeah.
So
That's the
he
conspiracy
sabotaged the Titanic.
Yes.
He made the
This
iceberg.
unnamed
Sabotage.
person.
Sabotage.
He got freaky with a mistress. That's
Wow.
a good one. I
That's
like
a good
that.
one. Have you heard the one where it was a different ship that sank? It wasn't actually the Titanic.
Yes.
I've heard that one. People
That's
are
a
like,
good one.
the windows match this. So it wasn't actually, it was like the USS Britannica or something like that.
Yes.
And so, I've seen that one
And then they made encyclopedias
because of that. Yes.
because of that.
Joe, do you have a?
No, I'm very fact-based.
Sure.
Direct sources.
Okay. Do
You
you
know, I
want?
went to journalism school.
So did I.
But I don't know what university you went to.
Okay.
Probably a safety
I have another
school.
favorite if I can throw it out there.
What'd you say?
I have another favorite if I can throw it out.
Oh, yeah,
please.
for sure.
Avril Lavigne, that she
Yes.
died and came
She's-
back.
What's the girl's
reincarnate.
name?
I don't know her name.
Oh, the girl.
I don't know why you had me on
there's
here.
like her real name is something, and so whenever
Yes.
she like came back and like was more like kawaii and pop, that was like the different.
That was
I
the
remember.
actress.
The original is Paul is dead.
Paul is dead.
Paul
is dead.
McCartney.
Yes. Yeah.
I heard
of
it.
the Beatles.
I heard. Do you believe it?
So I don't think I believe these things. I think they're interesting. I like lizard people. I don't believe it, but I think lizard people is cool.
Cool.
that we're ruled by an elite class of lizard people.
That
That's
one's
just
good.
Scientology.
There was one conspiracy that I'd also liked that was about our blood, and like if you have a certain blood type, then you're linked back to a certain whatever ruling class or maybe
Isn't that
alien race. If you
Oh.
have like type O blood or if you have type A
But, like,
blood,
one of the rare ones.
something like that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of fun.
So you go deep down the rabbit hole.
And that's
You
gonna-
like
Well,
you
no, but I
believe in
don't-
the deep ones.
I don't think I believe them, but I think they're fun.
Okay.
And I think that's a little harmless. If it's like, oh, my blood,
True.
I have an O type, it's kind of like astrology. It's like,
Here we go.
It's just kind of fun. Sometimes it seems to be true. And then you
Yeah.
go, oh, cool. Or, I like my tongue gets a fly out of the air and I'm like, maybe I'm kind of like a lizard. I don't know. That's interesting to think about.
That does happen every now and then.
What do
That is
you
weird.
have?
So mine is really stupid and I'm embarrassed.
Oh,
I genuinely think there's a Bigfoot. I think Bigfoot
wow.
exists.
I like it.
I
I like thinking he's out there.
like to think he's out there.
But do you think there's one singular or is it a
Yeah,
species?
I think it's one guy.
And how
I
old do you
don't
think he
know.
is?
Oh, he's ancient. He's like ageless, but also aged.
Mhm.
He's just one big guy.
Yeah.
Cause like how would someone just like come up with that? And they're like, oh, there's a big hairy creature in the woods. Like
Yeah.
somebody saw something.
Well, I'm sure we know
Somebody
people saw
saw
things,
something.
but did they just see, a guy
bear.
or a bear
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
a monkey?
Mine is like the photos that keep coming out of a Bigfoot that just
Yeah.
don't look
They
anything like.
don't. But there recently was like these people were on a train, they're passing by, and there's just like this like giant hairy figure in the distance who was just like looked like he was like pooping or something, and they're like, "What the heck is that?" I'm like, "What the heck is that?"
Well, where there's scat, there's fire.
Exactly.
I went to, not to brag, I went to Scotland and I
Okay.
went to Loch Ness.
I
And there was a little museum there and we went through it. And it was so fun to imagine that there was this large thing in this, Scottish lake. But the problem was going through the museum, they basically like by the end had debunked. And I was like, I don't think this is good for your business to be like, by the
Like,
way, all the
was
fun
she?
you're having, the
Yeah.
postcard I bought with like a cartoon thing. They're like, yeah, by
It's
the
not
way, that's
real.
like really unlikely. They like are debunking it, which I guess good for them
Yeah.
for like,
they saved it to
looking
the
into
end.
I don't know.
Like,
I
Nessie
would
ain't
like
real.
for that to be real.
I think you just like have fun with it, which is fun.
You got to have fun
You
with
love a
it.
fairy tale.
Yeah.
You can't go too deep. You can't let it take over your
Oh,
life.
no.
Because there's like a guy famously who's like camped out at Loch Ness. Like
Yeah.
every day he wakes up and looks out his
Yeah.
window and is
Yeah.
like, it's like, grow up.
Tinfoil hats.
Yeah.
They're a fashion statement, but I mean,
Zach, final words, 8 seconds.
Teletubbies. This one's crazy. This one's really wild. You have to look it up. They're all mental. They're all mental. They're in a mental
I'm
hospital.
joking.
They're children in a psychiatric hospital.
Okay. I mean,
That was,
again, I know the topic's over. No, you know what? Never mind.
that was a great way to end.
Teletubbies.
Teletubbies.
I think they're real.
Check it out.
7 Minutes in Hell is proudly brought to you by TheCHIVE.
Feeling bland, boring, and uninspired? Want an easy way to lift your spirits and make life worth living?
TheCHIVE has the perfect thing to soothe what ails you. Chive Teas. Chive Teas are like a hug from an old friend on a crisp autumn eve.
Or a tall iced tea on a hot summer's day?
Wear a Chive Tea out and about and get ready for the compliments. So many compliments you'll feel like my smile. Loved by all.
Don't settle for bland and boring when you can be bold and beautiful. Shop the store at thechivery.com and shine on like Joe's Grill.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. We have a little thing I like to call the guest's topic. And that's the segment where the guest mentions their topic and we respond. So
Yeah.
Zach, why don't you take it away?
Yeah. So I've kind of had this fascination with this celebrity for a long time, and I don't really know where it came from, but I also have had some personal encounters, if you will. Pete Davidson.
What? Should we start the clock?
Yeah. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so you have had relations with Pete Davidson?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, some relations. So in my illustrious acting career, for a hot minute, I was doing work on Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
What
television
the
show.
hell? How wait,
I've never heard of that.
we've known you for a while, and now he's just like, yeah, I dated Pete Davidson.
I was the first. No,
I've had a long string.
no, it was just extra work. Nothing crazy.
Still.
Would go,
Like what? You were background?
yeah, I would do background. I would do pre-tapes. So if they were doing a sketch, for example, like The Lonely Island, I didn't work with them, but if they would do something, that would be a pre-tape. The
so
music videos, things like that.
You appeared on Saturday Night Live.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, can we just
Oh my
quickly,
gosh.
anything, what's your biggest thing that you were in?
The biggest thing that you could probably see me is the Saoirse Ronan episode.
Oh.
She did an Aer Lingus sketch, and obviously the
Red
Irish, very stereotypical.
Got it.
I'm in an airplane sitting next
I do
to,
remember
I believe
that
it's
one.
Alex Moffat, and
Oh.
then Keenan's in that as well. You can see me there.
Okay, well, that's great.
Okay, we're gonna, yeah.
Now back
I'm
to,
just baffled.
Thanks
Now-
for wasting 2 minutes, guys.
well, hey, we're the audience right now.
It's
We're
your
shocked.
fault. You've never, in the 7 months we've known you, you never told us you were on Saturday Night Live.
What other nuggets do you
So
have? Okay.
we'll unearth that later. But yeah,
so
let's get into
to Pete. What's
get
your
into
relationship with him?
Well, so one pre-tape, it was December in New York City, freezing cold. It was, I believe, the hoverboard sketch. Do you guys remember when hoverboards were blowing up? Like literally blowing up. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So they did a sketch about that, and it was an outdoor shoot. It was like sleet, rain, snow. So it was Pete and Kyle were the two head
Mooney.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
And we basically had a van. It was a warm van to kind of ship everybody in. And then once we were done shooting, everybody would go back into the van, kind of warm up, everything like that. Pete was amazing. He was chit-chatty. He was talking to everybody in the van. He just decided to offer us weed.
Classic.
Yeah,
That
classic
sounds
Pete,
in character.
I turned it down,
Yeah.
I think every background actor did,
It's wild that he's at work, though. And that was before it was legal, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's wild. Yeah.
I'm like, yes,
okay,
there's nothing more
officer.
I want to do than smoke weed in a van with Pete Davidson, but I just can't do that.
But he can do that.
I'm on the
Yeah.
clock.
He's
Yeah.
a lot like, even if he's like completely fucked up. they're like,
Exactly.
"Ah,
He's
that's
gonna go."
kind of his
And
thing.
like send him out.
But yeah, they're like, we don't need to deal with this background stoned out of his mind guy.
Nicest guy ever.
Wow.
Very, very. So yeah, it goes against kind of what we have come to learn about Pete,
Yeah,
Well-
because it's a lot of people.
There's always the question of what's the allure. And I was like, that's
Yeah.
a good story to be like, yeah, he's a nice guy. What do you know?
He's a
Ladies
cool
love
dude.
nice
He's
guys.
funny. He's nice.
He's
you
funny.
know?
He's nice. He's tall.
That's
yeah.
big insert word here.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Okay. So that's like already off the bat, great things.
Yeah.
To look for. And so it makes sense. It makes sense that he's
It's
desired.
Listen,
Okay.
he sounds great, but it
Later.
is still remarkable the caliber of
The hottest
it's
women.
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
he's dating another celebrity and they're in the. It's like he bats so high. Because I don't really agree with the argument that like, oh yeah, he's actually attractive. Like, I don't think he's not like,
Yes.
You know what
I don't
I
want to
just realized?
disparage him, but I'm just like, he's not like, a conventionally
Yeah.
attractive.
Yeah.
I
person.
think I just realized something.
Yeah.
The word Riz that that
Riz.
refers to whatever Pete Davidson has. Does that come from charisma?
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Someone should have told me
This was the
this.
conspiracy
Okay.
theory
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
working on.
You just realize this in real time. Everyone saw and listened to you
That's
come to
unreal.
that conclusion in real
is
time. That's
unreal.
funny.
Charisma.
And then
Yeah.
so fast forward, I that was kind of our only real interaction. But my now sister-in-law actually dated Pete Davidson's cousin.
Oh.
Mhm.
First cousin, they're very close. They're not dating anymore, but she like got to go to the after parties and, you know, got to see the behind the scenes stuff.
Party with them.
Whoa. And what did she see?
Well, you know, the John Mulaney comedy sketch or comedy, the joke where he's like, don't blame Pete Davidson. It wasn't his fault. You know, there were definitely drugs exchanged.
Oh.
That's from a reliable source.
Is giving. He's a giver. What can you say?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Well,
He likes to share.
he should be arrested.
Okay, narc.
He should be arrested. What?
You're just jealous.
The law is the law.
You're jealous because you can't date Kate Beckinsale.
That one was
The
that
shot.
one. I mean, come on.
I think for me,
pissed.
it's just Kim K. Like,
Kim K.
That's
Oh, she's
also
a billionaire.
that caliber and post Kanye
yeah,
Yeah.
to pull that.
Well, that's kind of the definition
It's
of
a
rebound,
rebound,
though.
yeah.
Because it's like, I want something the opposite of Kanye.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Literally,
okay, guy
in
who's
every
self-deprecating.
and then was that MRAT right after?
I
Oh,
forgot about
Isn't
her.
that crazy?
Ariana Grande.
She was
She's
a thing of the past.
She's one of the classics.
one of the classics, but
She's the
Yeah.
one who made, I think, everyone pay attention to who he was
Yeah.
dating.
yes,
Right.
Because she's
The song.
vocally also said like,
Yeah.
oh, he is this long, like he is
She talked about his
10
long,
inches or whatever.
his long.
His length. She
Whoa.
did it, and she's small. So
I don't think she should bring that up.
Well,
Should
this was
she?
like 6 years ago.
Oh yeah, 6 years ago, you're allowed to do whatever you want.
Exactly. Like he
Huh.
was able to give out drugs at a party.
I guess it's better than saying it was not long. It was short.
Short.
Yeah.
no girth.
Can we get him in here? Can we get?
Oh,
Pete
now
Davidson?
that we've talked about him like this,
I'm praising him. You're kind of.
what? I'm only saying that he, and I think he would agree. He's batting, way above.
And
Mhm.
it
What
keeps
I would,
happening.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
keeps happening.
Yeah. Well, there's that mystery.
I think he's-
Everyone wants to know exactly what.
And like now he's saying like the Outer Banks girl or whatever. She's like
Tyra
really
Banks?
hot. Yes. Anyway, we are pro Pete. I'm pro Pete Davidson.
Oh, I've said nothing bad about. Pete
No, you
Davidson today.
And we will
Well,
end on that.
I
Joe
didn't
looking
get to say my
dumbfounded.
opinion on Pete Davidson.
You said enough.
All right.
God
Let's
love
get
that
to
guy.
the final topic.
Let's do it.
Some say let's save the best for last.
Well, okay.
And I don't know if they'll say that today
No.
because this is an experimental topic.
I'm scared.
And this is, in some ways, the essence of this podcast. It's everything that makes this podcast great. Or maybe it's not. Maybe this is the opposite.
Okay.
I'm going to say a statement that I think is true.
Okay.
Small talk is good. Start the clock. Does anyone want to debate me on small talk?
I mean, I know there are people like, I don't want to just talk about the weather. Let's
Mhm.
jump into like your childhood trauma. I'm like, that's really stupid. I'm not going to tell you my childhood trauma when I just met you.
Yes.
We got to ease into
You
it.
gotta ease into
Small talk
it.
is necessary. And
It
the
is.
people who say that's like overrated, I'm like, okay, you should not have conversations with other humans.
Wow. She's kind of on my side. Zach, what do you think about small talk?
I'll say that I love trauma dumping, but there's a time and place for it. Yeah, I think it's a lost art almost.
I do
You
think
know?
it's an
That
art.
is true.
Because I know I'm not always good at it because I will reveal too much about myself sometimes where it is like, oh, how you doing? Well, my, and then they're already like, oh boy,
my kidney stone.
this was like
Yeah.
we're walking past each other and I'm like, how am I? Well, so like, I
You're like,
think
oh.
I wish I was better at small talk. I wish I
Yeah.
could easily say, I'm doing just fine. How about you, Greg?
Keep
You
it
know,
pushing.
keep moving. Oh, the cold front's coming in. Like some of these little
Yes.
phrases. I wish I could do it with sports more. Like, oh man, that touchdown was pretty epic.
You
You
made
know?
a sports reference earlier.
Don't
Something
think
like
anybody's ever said that sentence, but
But that's the thing. I think it is an art, and I think
Yeah.
we need to value it. And it can't be like because people are like, oh, I hate talking about the weather. I feel dumb when I say like, man, it's
Oh.
gonna be freezing this weekend.
Right.
That is an important thing to talk about.
It's good. And we live in Austin, Texas. It's significant
Yeah.
that it's going to be cold. You know,
Like we have to prepare Zach. Zach moving here from New York.
from
Yes.
SNL's.
SNL's.
Lorne
Please
Michaels.
get
Like
ad.
you're
the
not
winter-
gonna. I know you know the weather, but we're not equipped to handle it. So we have to
Yes.
tell you about the weather
Yeah.
in Austin. It's gonna be
Yeah.
freezing in a couple days, which like no big deal, but it is a big deal here because we're
It's a big
stupid.
deal. And even if it's not a big deal, it's something
It's
that we're not
something
going
that's
to
gonna
argue
happen.
about. You know, we don't have
Yep.
to get into what do you believe? What do you think? What's your
Yeah.
conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
So I do want to get into these are some recommended topics of conversation that could help you if you need small talk. And then at the end, I would love for us all to role play
Okay.
some small talk, and we can use these tips that I've learned. Okay, well that
Okay.
we've all learned. Okay, so one option: discuss your surroundings. Are you in a beautiful hotel or a conference area?
I wish.
Is the town noteworthy? Did you recently visit something nearby? Okay.
okay.
So bank these
I
because
am.
we can use these. Okay. So that's one topic. Just what's around you.
It's okay.
Look at that light fixture. I do that a lot.
Whoa.
I'm like, cool pants. Actually, that's what I said. Yeah,
Redirect.
I'll talk about fashion. So another option is entertainment. You know, oh, I saw this movie. I saw this show. Have you seen this?
That's my
thing?
big one.
I was at a magic show yesterday.
Ooh,
Okay, number 3. This one, I don't know who. I would actually be annoyed if someone brought this one up, but they said you could talk about art.
We had a good discussion with Lauren Compton whenever she was here a few
Oh, that's true.
weeks back. It wasn't on camera, but she loved talking about art.
Yeah, I was talking
With
about
you.
Salvador Dali. So I
Yeah.
guess maybe I love art.
Maybe just love Lauren Compton.
Another option, restaurants.
Love
Food.
talking about food.
Food.
Yeah, probably not
Yes.
specifically restaurants. You
place
could do
sucks.
any
Yes.
food. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, again, bank these because
I
we're gonna
am.
have
Yeah.
the best small talk conversation.
I cannot wait
Okay,
to role play.
hobbies. Another thing, I feel I don't like hobbies as a small talk because then I feel
You
bad
feel
that I don't have any
Yes.
and I don't have any real interest.
Maybe it'll inspire you.
I also feel the same thing about this next one, work. Sometimes like I don't want to talk about work. I don't
Right.
want you to have to talk
Yeah.
about your job, like
Especially outside of work.
Yeah,
You don't necessarily
like
want to talk about
we-
work.
So yeah, some of these I disagree with.
Yeah.
Then there's the classics, sports, weather, and the final one they have was travel.
Okay.
So let's act like we're all at
Okay.
a business conference. We don't really know each other. And do we need any more information to set the scene?
Am I still me?
Well, I think you can be whoever you want. We'll introduce ourselves.
Ooh.
Okay, so and role playing begins. Hello, colleagues.
Hello, I'm Marilyn Monroe.
And I'm Dante.
I'm Pete Davidson. It's
Oh my
nice to
gosh.
meet you
So nice to
guys.
meet all of you. The hard thing,
Middle lineup.
yeah. Man, I love this conference center we're in.
It's so big.
This color of carpet
It's a choice.
is some of my favorite kind of color.
Oh, I actually disagree. I think it looks like puke.
What do you think, Pete?
I love that there's a window here where I can see the weather outside.
Oh
And
my
it
gosh,
is-
I had to wear a light jacket to get here.
But it's so beautiful. I'm glad we can see it even though we're trapped inside this
Mhm.
conference room.
It reminds me of a Hulu show that I was watching recently.
What was the name of it?
It was called Oh, the Weathers.
Oh.
And it's a
I don't think
it's a
I've heard of that.
documentary series and
I think
it's
I've
very
seen-
artistically shot because I'm sort of an art lover
Oh, do you have
myself.
a particular artist that you're fond of?
I love Salvador Dali.
Oh.
He, a lot of people know him for his mustache, but he also paints.
I didn't know that. What
So
about
it's
you, Pete? Do you have
Very
a
interesting.
artist?
I'm more of a sports guy. Sorry.
Oh, well, that
Yeah.
now you're talking my language. 'Cause
Oh,
to
look
me,
at that.
well, there was one. The recent touchdown was one of the most
recent
memorable
Well, it
items.
was good.
touchdown.
It was a great score.
Touchdown, good passing, and good.
football?
You look like a Dallas Cowboys.
I
fan.
would never be. Don't ever
Oh,
slander me like that.
sorry. We're just colleagues. How would I know?
Just don't.
This is a business
ever-
conference. I don't know you, Marilyn.
How dare you?
I
I'm not.
Who's hungry? I love.
Oh, I'm
I love a
starving.
good food.
I went to a great coffee spot this morning.
You did.
It was amazing. It was called Joe's Cup of Coffee.
Oh my
That's
gosh! What's your
great.
order at a coffee shop?
I go cold brew.
Oh, colder the better.
Cold, like my heart.
Oh,
well,
Pete,
we don't want
say
to.
that. Pete.
We don't want to get into your trauma dumping.
That's about time.
Am
And
I
I'm sure
right?
you have a lot, but we can't step in there yet.
I saw a great magic show yesterday.
Where did you possibly do that?
I just thought you all would like to know.
Was
Well-
it here in the town?
It was
That we
here
were
in the
in.
town. And finally, I traveled to Scotland recently.
I heard that
And
somewhere.
I think we nailed it.
Nailed it.
Oof.
Honestly, some of that was too interesting to be small talk.
Yeah.
The part about...
Yep,
none
that's
of it
the
was
one.
that.
I really
None of it.
wanted to dump some trauma.
I
Well,
can
you-
tell.
you-
You were
I
strange,
was like
though.
itching
Is
to
it?
dump.
But that's the thing. There's like a compulsion sometimes to like reveal when you meet a new
Yeah.
person. You're like,
Yeah.
this is about me. And then they're like, oh, I
He
mean,
don't know.
chill out. You know,
Yeah.
like, I met someone, again, time's up. But I met someone and we both like revealed some of our like medical histories. I was like talking
Yes!
about kidney stones. He
It was at my
talking about,
birthday party.
he was talking about his hemorrhoids.
Don't.
My.
I'm not saying who it was.
But now I know.
Oh, did I not tell you?
I don't think you said the hemorrhoids part,
Whoops.
but it was at my birthday party.
Well, now you're revealing too much. People are
Can
going
you
to be
please
able
just
to.
end it on whoops?
I'm a little stinker. Don't you like the old cartoons when they're like, ain't he a stinker?
Oh
Let's talk to Zach. Please plug yourself, Zach. What do you got?
Plug myself.
What do you got going
Good
on?
Lord.
Weird.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, we're doing some interviews here. We've got a lot of video content,
Yes.
which is great going into the new year.
They follow you on any social?
Yeah. Instagram
Yes.
at Zach Nading, ZACH.
Okay.
Nading.
We'll link. We'll
We will
link
link.
for that
We'll
in the
link.
description.
Yeah. I'm also on the TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, but
Yeah. No one does.
You got to get on there. Though.
The key is you post and then you hope that some, teens like it.
Yeah.
That's at least
God
my
love that.
motto.
Anyway.
that algorithm.
I don't like how I phrase that.
I don't like either.
I don't like it. So yeah, find Zach. We'll link to some of his stuff. He's on the Chive. He does posts every damn day. Sorry for
There's
the
a lot
language.
of interviews.
A lot of interviews. A lot of original stuff. So we love that. Guys, we want to tell you to like and subscribe this podcast. If you don't, we'd love a review. Tell us how much you like us. We want these to be
Yes,
positive.
please.
We want them to help.
Or at least constructive.
Well, I don't want any feedback.
Okay. Well, that's going to be kind of hard whenever we tell you about our email address that we now have.
Yes.
It's hellpod@thechive.com. So you can send in some suggestions for topics you want to see us discuss or nice comments or gifts of puppies,
Yeah, we
usual.
would love to source your ideas. You probably want to hear our opinions on things. You've
Classic.
heard what we say about, Pete Davidson and small talk and conspiracies. So what
Possibilities
else
are
do you want
endless.
us to talk about? And follow Camry and I on social media. That's linked in the description as well. And with that, Zach, we're going to give you the final one word.
What does that mean?
Teletubbies.
Well, you wasted it. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.
That was funny.
I love it.